The last two games, it's frustrating. You go into a game against San Jose, you got the lead, and then, the third period wasn't very good. And then obviously on Saturday, I think we're in a position where the game's right there. It's 3-2, bad break on the third goal. But, I just think that the third periods we came out and we were just really flat and didn't have enough energy and just kind of let the game get out of hand.
Auston Matthews broke his silence as the Maple Leafs slid into a slump. December delivered tight losses, late goals against, and growing attention. The captain's words arrived as Toronto searched for steadier results. December 2025 marked a difficult period for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Over several games, the team recorded losses that followed similar patterns. Games remained close. Scoring chances were present. Final results did not favor Toronto. During this stretch, Auston Matthews addressed the media. Matthews acknowledged frustration related to the team's recent play. He described the season as a grind. His comments followed games where Toronto struggled to maintain momentum. Matthews serves as the Maple Leafs captain. He leads the team in ice time among forwards and remains a central part of the team's offense. His comments came as Toronto's scoring pace slowed compared to earlier games in the season. In a recent overtime loss, the Maple Leafs were defeated 3-2 after allowing a late goal in regulation. Toronto had maintained a narrow lead earlier in the game. The opposing team tied the game in the third period before scoring in overtime. In another game during this stretch, Toronto lost after allowing goals late in the third period. The Maple Leafs entered the final period within one goal, but did not score again. The loss added to a short run of uneven results. Matthews spoke after these games and addressed the overall performance. He noted that the team needed to manage games better during critical moments. His statements focused on consistency and execution rather than individual play. Earlier in the season, Matthews missed time due to an upper body issue. Team management later confirmed that he returned without restrictions. Since returning, Matthews continued to play heavy minutes and remained active in all situations. Despite the team slump, Matthews continued to generate scoring chances. He recorded goals and assists during the same period the team struggled to win games. His individual production remained near the top of the team leaderboard. Head coach Craig Berube also addressed the team's performance. He stated that the Maple Leafs needed more than small improvements. His comments followed close losses and focused on accountability across the lineup. Berube's remarks placed attention on the team's core group. Matthews, as captain, was part of that group. The comments came while the team remained within playoff position range. General manager Brad Treliving also spoke publicly during this stretch. He accepted responsibility for the team's slow progress. He confirmed confidence in the coaching staff and did not announce immediate roster changes. Treliving's comments came as the NHL trade season opened. Teams across the league began exploring roster options. Toronto was reported to be monitoring the market while continuing to evaluate its current lineup. Matthews' comments did not reference any specific teammate. He focused on team play and overall execution. He stated that long seasons require steady effort and attention to detail across all lines. The Maple Leafs' record during this period reflected several overtime and one-goal losses. These results kept the team close in the standings while limiting upward movement. Matthews continued to wear the captain's C and address media availability following games. His tone remained measured. His focus stayed on performance rather than results alone. Toronto's schedule during December included multiple road games and tight turnarounds. These conditions added to the difficulty of maintaining consistency night after night. As the season moved forward, the Maple Leafs remained active in the playoff race. Team leadership continued to speak publicly following games, acknowledging challenges without announcing major changes. The team's next stretch of games followed shortly after Matthews' comments. Roster health, execution, and scoring efficiency remained tracked through official game reports. Matthews' statements became part of the broader discussion around Toronto's mid-season form. His comments aligned with remarks from coaching and management during the same time period. Toronto continued to practice with adjusted lines. No long-term lineup decisions were announced during this stretch. The Maple Leafs remained one of the league's most closely closely followed teams. Performance, leadership comments, and results continued to be documented through official league records. As December progressed, the team focused on upcoming games while maintaining position in the standings. Matthews continued to lead the team on the ice while addressing results off the ice.
Well, it definitely does give the team confidence for sure, and knowing that he's back there doing his job above and beyond, making the saves and giving us an opportunity to win a game. Kind of like just rubs, it just goes down the team and gives you more confidence to do things up the ice.
Something changed inside the Toronto Maple Leafs locker room, and it hit faster than anyone expected. A team that looked stalled only weeks ago suddenly tore through 3 playoff teams on the road, stacking goals, silencing crowds, and shifting its entire identity. Craig Berube didn't just steady the room, he flipped it, and what happened next pushed the story even deeper. The Toronto Maple Leafs entered December in a far different position than where they stand now. Their November record of 6-6-2 showed a stretch filled with early losses and a brief losing streak that slowed their momentum. Pressure grew as the team slipped toward the lower end of the Eastern Conference standing. Yet within days, something inside the group shifted, and the change appeared in ways the scoreboard made clear. Toronto went on the road and defeated the Pittsburgh Penguins, the Florida Panthers, and the Carolina Hurricanes. Each of these teams held a playoff spot when the Leafs faced them. Toronto outscored these opponents 16-4 across the 3 games, leaving little space for doubt about the quality of their play. The wins came with control in all 3 zones, and they came fast enough to mark a visible break from the previous month. A photograph from Raleigh showed Auston Matthews celebrating a goal in the second period at Lenovo Center. The credit line stated, "James Galori Imagine Images," and the moment reflected how key players contributed to the shift. The reporting noted that Auston Matthews, William Nylander, John Tavares, among others, all are helping the cause, and those names stayed active across each matchup. Their presence supported the team's broader turnaround during this stretch. Craig Berube's impact appeared across several layers of play. The coverage stated that Toronto beat these opponents in good fashion with no sweat by it nor any kind of nervousness, and that reflected the confidence building inside the lineup. The team won puck battles, generated clutch scoring, and created stronger power play and penalty kill sequences. These developments supported the factual description that the last few games for Toronto have gone about as well as they and head coach Berube could have hoped for. The 3-game performance aligned with another line from the report. The last 3 games for the Maple Leafs have shown the full team effort that they had been hoping to show since the season's beginning. That sentence captured the measurable improvement across the group. Toronto opened December 2-0, and early season concerns shifted as the wins continued to grow, leaving more focus on what these results might lead to next. Craig Berube's structure carried into the story as well. The coverage noted that he is turning things around for this team, tying the coaching approach to the improved results. The team displayed steadier spacing and more synchronized defensive support. These facts came from descriptions inside the articles and aligned with the documented results rather than interpretation. Each game in the streak showed clearer alignment between roster roles and on-ice decisions, reflecting the system Berube set in place. The reporting also emphasized the timing of the shift. It stated, "It took a bit for this to all be figured out for them, but it seems like it all came together now." This detail marked how long the process lasted before the streak formed. It also connected the early season challenges to the more structured play shown in December. Toronto's ability to generate consistent scoring, limit goals against, and perform effectively against playoff teams built factual support for the idea that their season had entered a new phase. The Maple Leafs' location in the standings added tension to the moment. The article pointed out they were towards the bottom of the Eastern Conference standings, making each point gained during the streak significant. The reporting added, "If they can keep putting together complete performances like the last 3 games, watch out for them." That line reflected a factual statement from the article, and it captured the attention surrounding what the team might produce next as their schedule continued.
And I think last night is the kind of accumulation of a lot of different things, and last night's a great warning to the group what happens when you're not ready to roll.
Something just shook the Edmonton Oilers locker room. After a crushing 9-1 loss, Connor McDavid stood up and called out his own team. He didn't dodge, he didn't sugarcoat. He said the Oilers were flat. No energy, no emotion. Coming from the captain, that means something. What he said next set the tone for the rest of the season. The Edmonton Oilers are under pressure. They've played 16 games this season, and their record stands at 6 wins, 6 losses, and 4 overtime losses. That's not what fans or the team expected. And after getting blown out 9-1 by the Colorado Avalanche, something had to be said. Connor McDavid said it.
Early on, obviously, we found an issue to bring some of that emotion, some of that energy to the game. That's not fighting. That's not anything. It's just bringing that energy, skating, a little bit more physical.
In his post-game comments, McDavid told reporters, "It's been flat. That starts with me as a leader. There's maybe not been enough energy, not enough emotion, and we have to find a way to bring some of that into the game." This wasn't just about one game. McDavid spoke about the team's attitude over several games. He said, "We all have a hand in bringing just a little bit more, emotionally, physically, and just to our game as a whole." McDavid has 22 points this season, 5 goals, and 17 assists, but he's also -6 at even strength. That shows even the best players on the team are getting outscored when they're on the ice. The loss to Colorado was Edmonton's worst home defeat since 2009. The Avalanche scored goal after goal, and the Oilers didn't have an answer. The team was down 4-0 after the first period, and it only got worse from there. This wasn't just a bad night. It was a wake-up call. The Oilers were supposed to be Cup contenders again. They reached the Stanley Cup final 2 seasons in a row, but right now, their play doesn't match that level. Over the last 10 games, their record is 4 wins, 3 losses, and 3 overtime losses. That's not terrible, but it's not what a contending team expects. Now, with McDavid calling for more effort and emotion, the whole organization is on alert. The message is clear. Things have to change now. McDavid's message wasn't just frustration, it was a warning, and it wasn't only for the player, it reached the coaching staff and front office too. When a captain speaks like this after a blowout loss, it signals a bigger problem inside the team. Coach Chris Knoblauch now faces pressure to respond. Line changes, goalie decisions, and defensive structure are all under review. The Oilers can't afford to let this slide. Their next games are critical. McDavid said, "We have to find a way to bring more." That starts immediately. McDavid's call for emotion matters. Hockey isn't just about skill. It's about fight. The Oilers haven't shown enough of it. They've looked flat, not just in one game, but over several. That's why his comments hit so hard. This also affects the fans. The Oilers have one of the most passionate fan bases in the NHL. A 9-1 home loss sting. And when your best player says the team isn't bringing enough, fans expect action. Behind the scenes, the organization must decide how to fix this. Trades, call-ups, system changes, it's not clear yet. But McDavid just put everyone on notice. He didn't blame others. He included himself, but he didn't stay quiet. His leadership now demands results. Not someday, but now. Edmonton's next games will say a lot. If they come out with speed, energy, and purpose, this could be the turning point. If not, bigger changes could follow. For now, one fact stands out. The Oilers captain just spoke louder than ever, and now the entire hockey world is watching how they answer.
Against our standards, and I thought we played with some pretty high standards today, and again, saying that, it doesn't guarantee a victory. It doesn't mean it's perfect. But I felt our intentions were there. We were organized in our 5-on-5 play, and it was a good game. I thought we stayed patient. It's unfortunate we don't get the 2-point, but a lot of positive.
Martin St. Louis made a shocking announcement to the Montreal Canadiens on November 8, 2025. The goaltending controversy exploded 24 hours earlier when Jakub Dobes cried after losing. His veteran Samuel Montembeault ranked 2nd worst in the NHL statistically. St. Louis canceled practice immediately. He called Dobes into his office. The decision he revealed would alter everything. Dobes stopped 24 of 28 shots in the 4 4-3 overtime defeat. His record dropped to 6-0-1. The loss came when Jesper Bratt scored 93 seconds into overtime with a backhand shot through the 5-hole. Dobes took full responsibility for the team's first overtime loss of the season. "We played good enough to win, just not good enough from my side," Dobes told reporters after the game. "I don't know, just really hard. This is a tough one. Just sucks. It happened last year, it happened this year. Lose to those guys in OT. So just disappointed in myself, that's pretty much it." The emotional display shocked media members present. NHL.com reporter Mike Montreal witnessed the scene firsthand. "Don't know if I've ever seen this before, but MTL rookie goalie Jacob Dobes, who entered this game 6-0-0, was literally in tears, blaming himself for the Canadiens' loss." Montreal posted on social media, "We, the media, tried to console him, telling him to keep his head up. Kid is putting so much pressure on himself." Martin St. Louis addressed the situation during his press conference. "Everybody handles situations differently, and he took it hard," St. Louis said. "It's probably a big reason why he's at this level. He's probably demanding of himself. We'll talk to Dobes. He's played really well for us." Teammates rushed to defend their goaltender. Defenseman Noah Dobson spoke with reporters after the game. Dobson said, "But it just shows the character and passion in this room. Everyone holds themselves to a high standard and wants to do what they can to help the team win. But we know in the room he's been a backbone for us this year, so there's no need for him to do that and put it on himself." This situation placed St. Louis in a difficult position regarding his goaltending rotation. Samuel Montembeault, the presumed starting goaltender, has struggled severely this season. The 28-year-old carries a 2-3 record with a 3.82 goals against average and .842 save percentage through 5 games. St. Louis maintained confidence in his struggling veteran. "If you ask me if I'm worried, no, I'm not worried," St. Louis said. The coach continued defending Montembeault's ability. "I didn't have a single idea in mind. We have 2 good goaltenders," St. Louis added. "Dobes is definitely having a good streak, but Monty is going to have streaks like that too. We're well equipped in front of the net." Dobes maintains elite statistics despite his first loss. He ranks 3rd in the NHL with a 2.25 goals against average. His .920 save percentage places him 4th among all goaltenders. The Czech netminder has started 6 of Montreal's last 8 games. Montembeault acknowledged his struggles publicly. "I know what I can do, and I've worked a lot the last 4 years to grow my game," Montembeault said. "Obviously not the best start so far, but we're going to keep working to get to where we were at." The goaltender revealed technical adjustments he's making. "I felt like during games I was shrinking a lot when guys were shooting or when I was trying to find pucks through screen," Montembeault explained. "I actually looked at myself in the glass the last practice, putting my blocker and my glove more outside and try to be more patient." Montreal sits 1st in the Atlantic Division with a 9-3-2 record. The Canadiens host the Utah Mammoth on November 8th. St. Louis must choose between the emotional rookie seeking redemption and the veteran fighting to regain his form.
Do we get it perfect? Not necessarily, because sometimes you want matchup, you want the right flow for your players as well. So sometimes you're caught in between and you try to make a quick decision on the spot, and you're going to make mistakes at times.
Martin St. Louis just sent shockwaves through the Montreal Canadiens. With one decision, the coach ended weeks of speculation about who controls the net. The announcement dropped like a live wire. Quick, clear, and final. The goalie order is no longer a secret, and the impact of this choice is already echoing across the NHL. St. Louis confirmed that Jakub Dobes would start in goal. The young Czech goalie entered the matchup undefeated, with 5 straight wins and a save rate near .940. His calm play and low goals against numbers have been key in early victory. Across the rink, veteran Samuel Montembeault carried a losing record and had allowed more than 3 goals per game. The numbers told a clear story, and the coach acted on it. The decision marked a shift in Montreal's net. Dobes had only joined the NHL the previous season, debuting with a 34-save shutout against the defending champion. Few goalies in team history had opened their careers that way. He followed that game with another strong performance against Colorado, building confidence each start. The team's staff and reporters began asking whether a true competition was forming between the 2 goalies. Montembeault, 28, has been Montreal's regular starter since last year. He played more than 60 games and kept his save percentage near .900. His experience made him the safe choice, but the team's recent struggles led to review. St. Louis said the team would rely on the goalie who gives them the best chance to win. He described both as good options, but added added that internal competition was important for progress. Analysts described the move as the coach riding the hot hand. It wasn't a full change of starter, but it placed Dobesh in the spotlight. Reporters noted that it showed faith in youth and performance rather than seniority. Fans online reacted instantly. Some agreed that the rookie earned it. Others believed Montembeault deserved another chance to reset. Earlier in the year, the Canadiens extended Dobesh on a short contract worth just under $2 million, suggesting confidence in his development. That deal now looks timely. Management is monitoring both goalies closely as the team adjusts through its early season schedule. For Montreal, the announcement turned a routine rotation into a headline. St. Louis didn't raise his voice or use big words. He just confirmed who would stand in the crease, and that single choice shook the team's entire goaltending picture. After the announcement, the Canadiens camp grew tense. Inside the team, the message was clear. Performance now decides.